Finally, the haunt season is here. It took some planning, but we're nearly to the first haunted house.
Feels like I've been driving for a minute. Where is this place?
Hey, Dime told me he got this flyer about a local haunt claiming to be the scariest. I'm skeptical at best, but we'll see.
Man, give me that. Let me see that flyer.
Hey, man!
Dude, this flyer looks like you dug it out of the garbage. It better not be happening at Dimebag's grandma's. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, chill. It's a legit haunt, so scary that you need to sign a waiver just to get in, bro.
Well, that would be great if we could actually find it.
You know, I swear we passed that street sign a few turns ago.
Hey, clown boy, don't tell me we're lost again.
No way, bro. I'm a professional Uber driver. Just remember to give me 5 stars when we get there. Whose card are we charging anyways?
Oh, you're charging us for this ride?
Oh, you gotta be joking me. I ain't got no money for no Uber ride. No.
Come on, guys. Gotta make a living somehow.
Dime, just pull over. We could check the map. See where the hell we're even at.
Or see for yourself. GPS says it's right here.
Well, all I see is darkness, clown. You sure this haunt even exists?
Wait, what does that say? Haunt? Open?
I guess that answers that question.
Yeah, and that broken down sign doesn't look shady at all, right?
Shady or not, I've had to pee for the past 20 minutes, fellas.
Exactly. It took us this long to find this shithole. Let's go before Dime has to piss his pants again.
So as if the broken sign and abandoned dirt trail wasn't enough, this place looks like it was built in an old slaughterhouse.
Must just be for the ambience of spookiness.
How many cars here? You must be the first customers of the night.
Dude, check out that tacky looking clown at the door. Is he your friend of yours, Dimebag?
Ah, man. I know a lot of clowns, but never seen that one before.
Hey there, buddy. We'll take 5 tickets.
Didn't you hear him, clown? We want to enter your shady ass establishment.
Whoa, okay then. A key? What's this for?
I think that's what we need to get into this place. Go try to unlock that big sliding door.
Okay, it's open. Should we wait for that clown to take us in?
Hell no, man. I'm about 2 seconds away from pissing my pants.
You can try asking that clown, but I really don't think he's going to be much help.
Yeah, son of a bitch. That's why I hate mimes. Let's just go in. Screw this dude.
What is up, freaks and geeks, and welcome back to the final guys here on Corpses for Conversation podcast. Today, we got the beginning of a special treat for you guys we're calling the HAUNT-A-THON. One extra long adventure episode where you can see what happens to the fate of your favorite final guys with a couple extra friends. Today with me, I have TJ,
You can call me Mitch.
Dimebag the Clown,
You have a beautiful mask. Let's take it off and see what's underneath.
Richard Zom,
Whoa, part of the donations go to the Red Cross? Awesome.
Michael,
Nah, you're already too late.
and I, everyone's favorite massacre man, SoCal Leatherface. Do you still want to see my face? So let's crack open that casket, see what's on the slab, and get this disposal going.
Happy October, everybody. How's
Happy
everyone feeling?
October.
Hey, the spooky season is upon us. I mean, we celebrate Halloween all year round. I mean, except for Zom because he's scared. But no more that. Yeah, he's fine though. We'll guide him through this.
That is a damn lie, sir.
Hey, you know what? I got The Exorcist on VHS. Do you want me to pop that in?
Share that screen. Share that screen.
Well, speaking of Exorcist, I actually watched that last night, the director's cut version. And you know what? I'm with you, Zom. That movie is scary as.
Are you guys going to go see that new Exorcist sequel or what?
Nope.
Hell yeah.
No. Hell yeah. Michael?
I am, and I don't have high expectations for it.
Neither do I, but I figure it's worth a try. I give lots of movies a try, to be honest. I'm always in them theaters. I don't even have to ask Zom. I know Zom's not going to go.
Oh, you bitch, you're sweet. It's not happening.
All right, guys. What do we have today?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me, SoCal?
Today, we have that classic. I love to start that way. Now, today we have that film, 2019.
You are so wrong on this one. That is not a classic. Cult following, but not a classic. At least yet.
It always flows off the tongue so good. That classic. But no, we got from 2019, Haunt. Now, have you guys watched this film before this review? Or is this
Yes,
your
I
first
have.
time?
That's probably like the 6th time watching this movie.
I have not watched it sober, so my memory is a little bit shady.
I guess that enhanced the film, and then when he saw it the second time, he's like, "This is not what I remember."
There you go. I gotta wait for the second viewing. I just know that I'm gonna have to make a lot of you guys a lot of stuff from that movie.
Shut your
yeah,
face.
man. See, I got to get that group cosplay going. We got 5 of us here.
Spoilers.
There's.
I don't think you're going to have to do much work though, Michael. You can just wait till the end of Halloween for the Halloween costumes to go clearance at Walmart. You'll be in the same ballpark.
Oh no!
This movie-
What I got planned, you're gonna love.
Well, Mitch is such an easy costume. Just throw a sheet over yourself.
I got dibs on Mitch.
Damn it. I was trying to take the easy way out.
You have a chainsaw. You can do. I don't need. Was zombie?
But that character is going to be so easy
Zombie.
for you, TJ. All you got to do is find like a used parachute that's at an army surplus store and a beat up mask, and you're good to go.
No, well, they do sell the mask. That's like the one thing Trick or Treat Studios. That mask is legit. I mean, it's plastic, but still, it's still pretty cool. And then I'll have good old Michael. I hit him up yesterday. I go, "Can you make this?" And he's like, "Easy."
Hey, can you make this better? Trick or Treat Studios does have a really good reputation for making masks that are really decent quality, but you need someone to rehaul them just to take them into that full film version.
That's why we have
That's why
Michael.
we got Michael here, everybody. Michael is just one of the reasons why Florida is a dangerous place. Is because Michael's there.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, so going down the room, your initial thoughts on the classic. I'm using quotations, even though we are recording this over Zoom. We'll start with SoCal. Why do you like it? What makes it classic in your eyes, though?
Yeah, I mean, I just said classic because it flows off the tongue. It just, when I'm saying it, it just flows off the tongue. But this movie definitely,
Lazy.
to me, I feel this film to me does feel unique. I love just that grittiness and grime of it. It's dark, when you see these people killing these people, they have no souls behind those eyes. They built this whole establishment just for the purpose of killing people for no reason. The costume design, I mean, it's simple. They went to, like you said, Halloween stores, Goodwill stores. They picked up these cheap costumes and they just altered them to create these costumes that they're simple, but when you see them in that haunt and with those intense colors and the lighting that they have, it freaks you the hell out, man. I wouldn't want to see any of them just staring down at me with a weapon in their hands. They all carry weapons. Damn. I've watched this movie tons of times. I will still watch this movie tons of times. And yeah, this movie's it's one of my favorites.
What about you, Michael? I want you to talk a lot, man. Lot.
Well, like I said, I don't remember much about the movie. I will agree with SoCal, though. It is very unique. I love the take on it. Because with every slasher, you always have, your just cliches, everything that they always do. Whereas this, they had to add something new to the mix. So, the idea of like making a haunted maze, this murder maze, and also having multiple slashes, kind of like this just cult of people in cheap Halloween costumes. Which, again, agreeing with Sokai here, I love the cheap Halloween costume look because it's simple yet effective. It's like, and now it's become iconic. Those who love horror, you see that, you instantly know, oh, that's haunt.
Iconic. I like that word. Thank you, Michael.
What about the clown in the room here?
You know what? I love this movie. The reason I love this movie is it has that old school slasher feel to it. You got 5 obnoxious teens jump in a van. They go to the middle of nowhere, not knowing what they're expecting. I love it. It has those feels of Saw, The Strangers, The Funhouse is also in there. It definitely has that feel. Will this be one of those movies I recommend to people that haven't seen a horror movie in their life? Hell yes. This and Trick or Treat. Not the original Trick or Treat. The little Sam Hain Trick or Treat.
You should.
Sorry.
No, the original is awesome too.
I'm sorry, TJ. Even though that has a bad place in your heart since we saw it together and I had to pee like 6 times.
I think this is like the 7th episode that you had to mention I had to pee like 6 times. Richard Zom, gonna go to you. Never seen this. You probably never even heard of this prior to the Hauntathon. What were your thoughts? How did you feel? And I see that look in your eyes. If for people that can't see, like, he's just like rolling up his sleeves. I can feel he's gonna spew some haterade.
Yes, get that haterade.
It's already open and I've been drinking.
Well, don't shed a tear. Haterade is here. The new Haterade Thirst Quencher non-fruit juice comes equipped with 30 milligrams of potassium, 14 grams of carbohydrates, and 100% haterism.
No disrespect to the room, but this movie was, in my opinion, pretty bad. It was super bare bones, ultra simplistic. It needed to be maybe 16 minutes top to be a short story film. There was a lot of filler that didn't need to be in there that built up to the kills, and it kind of took away from the element of the surprise of the kill enjoyment, in my opinion. It was college film to get a graduating thing type of thesis type. The maze was lazy. The whole thing was just having pallets around the whole thing. Like, you're budget savvy. I get it. It's cool. But because of those factors and the costume design and the layers you see after, the movie needed to be 16 minutes tops with the kills. It was so simplistic. For me personally, it was sorry. I liked the filming. The execution's what killed the movie compared to the actual kills that made the movie good.
Wah, wah, wah.
That hurts, huh?
He does make a good point, only that, I mean, this movie was directed and screenwritten by Scott Beck and Brian Wood. They were actually writing this film at the same time they were writing 2018's A Quiet Place. They had no idea that either of these scripts were going to get picked up. They were just trying to get out there.
And there you go again. SoCal, everybody gave their opinion. You start saying stuff. Hey, what does Jay think of this?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, I was having that conversation. I'm sorry about that. Toxic Jay, take it away, man.
I'm split. On one hand, I see what SoCal, Michael, and Dime are saying. But on the other hand, I do see what Zom is saying.
Hallelujah.
Now, was this the best horror movie ever? No, not by a long shot. Was it a good horror film? Yeah, it was a good horror film. But it had its fair shares of issues, at least with me. I mean, we'll get into that as the episode progresses. Like I said, I'm split 50-50, and when I say that, it depends on my mood. So if I'm kind of a little obsessed with it, yeah, it was good. Or I'm just kind of, it is what it is. But when we came up with the whole Hauntathon thing, picking out movies and stuff like that, SoCal suggested Haunt. Really? And it's not that I hate the film. It's just something I don't think we should have added. But you know what? It's a group effort. Just kind of rolling with the dice here. I'm 50-50.
This film actually had no theatrical release. This is actually a Shudder original, which is why a lot of people have not seen it. There are the few that watch it. Kind of have a percentage here of people that do care for it. The some that don't. All is fair. But a lot of the reason why people have not heard of it is just because it did not get that theatrical chance.
Well, I know it had a limited one. So it made about 2.2 million in the theater, but it had a $5 million budget, but 2.2 million. It's like they took a huge hit on that one.
Definitely the name, and we've seen this before. They have to put a big ticket name on there. Just the fact that it was produced by Eli Roth. A lot of the Eli Roth fans came in to check it out.
This is an unknown cast. The only recognizable person or actor is Damian Maffei, and who people are not familiar with. He played the man in the mask in The Strangers, Pray at Night. Cheap plug, go check up our back episodes. But even to the modern audience, nobody knows who that is. Let's put it in a different term. You had Robert Englund, Tony Todd, Kane Hodder, all of these iconic. Damien is now, I guess, this generation's celebrity horror icon, and super nice guy. I chatted with him multiple times. I think he's the new face of the new movement, I guess, or the recent movement of the horror genre.
I totally agree with that. And this is probably like his best role, besides the man in the mask for Strangers. This one, and then when he does, I know we're skipping ahead, but when he does take off the mask, he does look like Dee Snider from Strangeland.
Yeah, he does.
With that makeup.
Same thing done. That they started to lose me with that, because I'm like, wow, they look better without the freaking masks on than them revealing it after the fact. I said, if you came out with just looking like that from the get go, I would have been like, oh crap, this movie, oh damn.
Hell yes.
But if they came out looking like that, what would get the people to want to come in? You know what I mean? You can't scare them off. You got to get them in there.
I guess, like Michael said, like they were attracted to cheap Halloween mask.
Cheap and easy.
Some people's kind of women, right?
Time bag.
Hey, whoa. Hey.
This cast for this film, it was a lot of unknowns. And even for the killers, we have 6 killers. And they're all unknown actors. If you look through their filmographies, they've been in a few things, but this might be the biggest thing that they've ever done. But I do know that the director and screenwriter, they wanted that kind of feel for it, just to prove to everyone that anybody could be a killer. You don't have to get a big ticket name to be the slasher. Anybody can be a killer in real life. So that's kind of the feeling behind that choice.
True. I mean, it had very Slipknot vibes, especially when you see him take it. I was like going, okay, that's clown, of course, clown, and I'm like going, here we go. Personally, that's where they started to kind of lose me, and I was like, oh, all right. Again, watching the movie, the kills were the best part about it, but the lead up to that, I'm like going, are you serious, dude? Come on, get to the point. 16 minutes tops. This movie's good. Why don't you put it all together like Guillermo del Toro did with the amazing short stories where you had multiple in one movie? That would have been phenomenal. But no.
The makeup artist actually really did a really good job. Anna Richardson and Hugo Villasenor. I know I'm gonna butcher that name, but
he butchered it and then said like, "Oh, I'm gonna butcher it."
I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher it.
I already butchered it. Yeah, but they did a really good job as far as the makeup effects on this.
I mean, Mitch alone was like, heck yeah.
Mitch, and then Damian Maffei's character as well.
He had that whole Voldemort meets Crypt Keeper vibe going. It was awesome.
Kind of see the witch's face for a little bit too once they break her mask, and you kind of get a little glimpse. But it did resemble Mitch's.
Right.
Pretty cool.
I'm glad you mentioned that, SoCal. I have a question for y'all. Since we watched the movie and you see that kill happen, one, I was really upset with that because the witch was primarily focused on as being one of the serious aggressors of torturing someone, and then she goes out in such a legit bitch way.
Lame.
And when she gets torn up within seconds.
What the hell?
Was it a dude? It looked like it was a dude that just had his face like morphed into looking like a chick.
I don't know. It looked like a real ugly woman you find at a truck stop or something.
I
Like
think
an
it
old
was
lady.
a dude that just had his face manipulated.
Yeah, it could be either or, to be honest. I've just assumed it was a woman because it was a witch, but yeah, man, you make a perfectly good point. Could have been a guy in there as well.
But it did upset me. That was one of the ones where I was like, they made that character so cool with the whole branding thing, and I was like, this one's actually creepy. And then you die within 10 seconds.
What?
I know you
was
did
like,
say
man, talk about a bad use of Viagra.
Yeah.
You did say that this maze looked kind of like cheaply built, but guys, if this maze was real, would you want to go through it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Up on what Zom said, I do agree, like, the set design looked a little bit cheap. Like, they see all these people getting killed, and, like, there's just this thin wire that you could climb over and stop them. Like, really? You're gonna let that stop you? Like at least what I would have made the set added like some reinforced tops. Because you can easily just like climb over that or like pry it open or just push
I'm like,
it.
who was watching the A-Team when they were
Alex.
writing the script on this?
See, that's why we have a prop master here, because not only he just watches the movie, he just pinpoints everything that's wrong about the
Exactly.
studio.
Look at it from like a realistic, like, oh, he could easily kick that open, or he could easily rip this off the wall. Like, why are you putting in so much like effort for this? Nothing.
Yeah, you know what this haunt reminded me of was a few years back. There was a haunt called Sinister Point out here in Orange County, and it had that maze / escape room type of feel to it, and that's what this felt like. It felt more like an escape room than it did a maze. Really did feel like Sinister Point.
I mean, the story is pretty simple, like we said earlier. Teens go into a haunted house and they get picked off one by one. So we don't need to really break down the story. That is the story. I mean, they took a basic premise and made a 93-minute movie.
Going way back, like I said, it's a nice like take on it because most slashers you have your killer, maybe sometimes two killers wearing the same mask. This one you have kind of like a cult of different killers, all taking them out one by one, and that's unique. That's a new twist that's added that you haven't really seen done before.
I will admit though, this is one of the better horror movies, in my opinion, in the last 15 years. Yes, we always go back to the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s. The 2000s is the horror movies kind of started to take a dive, and you're just picking a select few. There's some good here this year, some good here there. It's hard to make a good horror movie. Why? Because it's all been done before. So when you have something, that expression, less is more. That's what this movie was. I guarantee you, I will pick this movie any day of the week, any month, any year, whatever, over the 450 sequels of Saw. And it has to go back to Jigsaw, where
450 sequels.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I tapped out at like, I think maybe 4, because then at that point they were all just getting stupid, and it was just all recycled footage from the previous movies. I'm like, why am I going to waste money to watch something I've already seen before?
They're gonna start making those Saw movies named after the actual like tool brand, like Saw 12, Revenge of Ryubi,
Black and Decker,
Milwaukee,
the Milwaukee Massacre.
Yeah. See,
Death by the Wall.
Zom had mentioned that the storyline does seem a little weak at points. And like TJ said, this is a very simple movie plot. Basic teens go in, they get picked off. But they did try to add this whole sub-story that's going with it, that no matter how many times I watch it, I still just don't feel like it was really necessary. That they're trying to get into her growing up, and she had her issues with her father, and there's like this whole side story that just never really pays off.
It went nowhere.
It wasn't necessary, like you said, so it just wasn't necessary.
I was expecting her dad to be the clown.
Yeah, see, exactly. Like they could have connected it somehow like that. She's afraid of her father finding her, could have done it that way. Damien Muffy actually played the voice of her father in that flashback scene. I don't think he was the person that was the pair of legs you see in there, but I do know he mentioned that he was the voice. So they didn't even get like an actor to play the dad. That's how unnecessary the role was. The same thing with Sam. We hear the name Sam from a few people because she thinks Sam's trying to get her. That's her ex-boyfriend. But the guy's just kind of stalking her, failing at stalking her the whole film.
I was going to say that he failed at miserably.
He's failing at it. And then by the time it gets to the end, you realize, what was the point of him in this film? Just for the escape vehicle. That's the only reason.
It fell flat for what you're saying, SoCal. It did fall flat. I personally didn't think it needed to be in there. I was actually really upset with the very effective and cool but simplistic kill that the boyfriend had. That personally pissed me off because they're going to overlook the fact you're at your home and your homegirls there going, I could tell he slapped you upside your face. You got a big black eye. No one even addresses the fact that this dude's like causing serious domestic violence to her. And I would have figured Mitch would have went ham on him with a hammer and give it due justice for smacking him back around. So I was like, are you for real? Like, he kind of got like an easy way out, in my opinion. Like he should have got it a lot worse.
Exactly, and like the way the relationship was, the abusive boyfriend, you were hoping to something like, yeah, take that motherfucker, but no, it was just, he was in and out, and I was like,
I mean, a sledgehammer to the head is pretty intense, though. He did get straight domed. So, I mean, at least it was a pretty brutal kill. Speaking of more actors that got a little bit too much name praise, if you go on Vudu and you're looking up who was the actors in this film, they don't even put in a lot of the killers of this film. If you look at IMDb and you look at, they usually put the most important names on top. The killers are somewhere, they're towards the top, but you're going to see this name, Ty Hoffman. He's on, the page in the Vudu app. So you could say, oh, what character was he in this whole film? I don't even remember a Ty Hoffman. At the very beginning, when they're at the Halloween party and you get introduced to Nathan, the guy in the baseball outfit, she goes to go talk to him and she leaves and goes, oh my God, it's Ty Hoffman, and gives a random guy a hug. That's the only time you see him in the movie, but he gets more praise credit-wise than all the killers in this film.
That's terrible. See, again, there was good and bad with the movie, but unfortunately, like I said, for me, there was a lot more of the bad that overshadowed it, where I was like, I'm probably not going to watch this one again because I don't need to. It was that simplistic and bare bones of the thing. It's like, I got it, I'm good. I think I got it. I'm solid. I'm okay with it. I can move on with my life. The other kill, and now this, I know the room's going to appreciate me pulling this up because I know Dime's going to have something to say about it. TJ, SoCal, and Michael, of course, because he's.
So I mean, I think at this point we should just, crack open the coroner report.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I was to just mention one more little thing of praise, is that I like to bring up movie scores when it comes to these films. And the music, all the music for this was made by a group called Tom and Andy, I'm sorry. And I like that. Like the way they have the score in this film, it's one that would make me want to buy the soundtrack. When it builds up for me, it gets really heavy. One of the unnecessary tracks that are on there is we get a Dragula, Rob Zombie's Dragula, covered by someone named Lizzie. It kind of sounds like a Lana Del Rey type song. I don't know.
Wait, what?
But
oh my God, I love that song, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Dude, it's one of those songs you can sit at home, relax, and drink a glass of wine and just listen to it. Instead of a loud blaring, I mean, I love Rob Zombie, but a loud blaring Rob Zombie song, you could put this on instead and just relax and just chill, man.
Holy crap. I didn't think you were serious until I think he was mocking it, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh God, he's serious. You know what? I'm gonna have to disagree. I think that's what this movie lacked. It had a score, but it was very little. And I think that's why the movie, it's not a 10 for me. Like and they put it in odd places. Through certain scenes, it was just silence.
Very, very true. Very true.
And then when you would kill count, man. Yeah, kill count, and coroner's report. The only time I really noticed the music was every time someone was swinging something at somebody's head. Done, and that
And that
they were saving money on the sound effects for the actual swing.
Super low budget, man. They filmed this in like an abandoned milk factory in northern Kentucky.
Michael likes milk.
There you go. Not too far from where they filmed The Strangers Pray at Night, funny enough. But yeah, they just found like a very small location and they went bare bones with their... Does anybody get the budget on this one?
$5 million budget.
Oh, wow.
You can tell it was bare bones just from the lack of nothingness.
That's only 2 sets. I mean, you got the college town.
I like how SoCal says that, it's literally in the same area they filmed Strangers. Probably because the location scout was like, hey, can we borrow that as well? I'll toss in another $50K. Like, that'll work.
True that, man. True that.
Yeah, you only had 2 locations. You had the college town, which was actually shot in Pomona by Cal State Pomona. And then you had the Kentucky location, which was the dairy farm.
So they filmed out here in Pomona, and then they flew all the way to Kentucky just for that. Couldn't they find an abandoned, like, anything out here? I mean, come on, like... That was a waste of money right there.
Yeah, just go to freaking Norco, man.
Yeah, they could have added better music to it, but no. Hey,
Yeah, I did have the privilege of attending that strangers event out there in Kentucky. And yeah, dude, driving those streets, I will let you know that it does, you feel like you're in a horror film. When you're driving those streets at night and it's dark, I'm just like, dude, I'm waiting for someone to just be blocking the road with a spike strip and someone's gonna just kill us right now. It seems like a horror movie.
I ain't worried about no strangers style movie, no haunt style movie in the good old bluegrass state of Kentucky. When you hear the white boy tunes, if you hear a banjo in the background in the dead of night,
Run, bitch! Run!
running, because there's going to be some deliverance shit going down.
You got a mind a pretty mouth.
Wrong turn.
Not happening, Captain. I'll fight an alligator before that shit. Hell no.
I've done that.
What?
You fought an alligator?
Wrestled one.
What the?
Oh, I thought he's like, I've heard the deliverance. Like, I heard the banjo in the distance. Like, no, Michael, no. Run, Michael.
I'm pretty sure there was banjos playing at the time. Just a little
Oh,
one.
my God.
Go up and grab him.
Say, was it a little one?
So what's
But
the
with
kill
that-
count on this?
Yeah, with that, let's go ahead and transition right into our kill count, our coroner's report.
Kill count.
We have a very small cast in this film, which we've already said. Didn't expect the kill count to be too high even going in. Like I said, we got 6 teens, and I'm thinking they're going to be the only kills. Let's see what's up. But this film surprises a little bit with a kill count of 11 bodies. We got 11 in this film. Is there any favorite kills from you guys? Any honorable mentions with this one?
For me, it's going to have to be when they jam the fire stick.
No! Is she just acting? Oh my god. What's happening? What's happening?
Oh, yeah.
Into the girl's head while they're all
That was a
screaming.
good one.
Watch behind that really thin, flimsy fence.
Yeah, that's when shit got
Not
real
able
right
to
there.
do
Once she died.
anything, but still.
Yeah, I know. They could have
was
easily
great.
like tore it down. They're like, no, stop. What are you doing?
Wake up, wake up.
One of my favorite kills is probably has to be with Mitch using that back of that hammer and
Oh, yeah.
right there, right across in the teeth.
Because before you said you wanted to see my face. I was just wondering if you still wanted to see it. It's a bit of a work in progress, but oh, I think you'll like it.
Yep.
The world's permanent headache.
Mine's the same as TJ's, man. That Evan's death, man, that was the best bit.
Yeah, because Evan was a dick.
Yeah.
He was a dick.
It's like, you
He was a
still
dick
want to
the
see
whole
my
time.
face?
I know, like they gave everybody a simple rules. At least they gave them like a list of rules to read off. And they went in there and they still broke it. It said, do not touch the scare actors. First thing the dude does, he pushes Mitch. Or no, pushes the zombie out of the way. And I'm just like, come on, guy. I mean, Dime, you're a cosplayer. You're about to do the hayride. What if someone just comes off, starts pushing you around, man?
Oh, I'll be chasing his ass back to the car. I mean, mind you, when
You're gonna
when
get
Mitch,
what you paid for. You're gonna get what you paid for.
or when not Mitch, when Evan came down that slide, he was, the zombie was literally right in his face when he stood up. Really, kind of give him a little space to stand up before you get in his face. Still, you don't put your hands on a scare actor.
Evil has no boundaries.
That should have been the tagline right there.
What about you,
Zom,
Zom?
any favorite kills?
So, 2.
This killed my love for horror movies.
Well, it didn't help it any. When she's getting choked out by Devil Homeboy, good old. I don't even know how to
Devil
describe the
Homeboy.
character other than like marbles in the jaw. When she gets a hold of, I guess, the string and is able to pull back on the hammer, just blows his head completely off. That was beautiful. Really well done. The only other kill that I'm going to completely shit on, and I was mentioning it earlier, and I know Dime, Michael, SoCal, and DJ, you guys will have an appreciation for this. We have a thing with the CGI, and especially when it comes to certain kills and cuts and bruises and blah, 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 blah. You're going to expect me, someone who's looked into the macabre of knowing, like, seeing people actually suffer from cuts that cause suicide and bleeding out. The black girl who stuck her hand through the hole, who had not one, not two, but three massive long serrations down her arm that's going to cause serious open wounds and bleeding, that she survived without bleeding out, get the out of here. That was one of the worst.
I'm so sorry to our listeners. This is the part where he has his brain turned on and forgets it's a horror movie.
It was one of the worst. I would have preferred practical effects like they did for Terrifier to show like serious deep cuts in her arm. It would have made the effect more like, whoa, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they weren't trying to kill her off just yet. They wanted to give us a little bit of cuts, a little bit of slices to know, like, hey, man, we're not around here.
Yeah, but coming from a guy that accidentally stabbed himself in the hand, those cuts would have been way deeper, man. If you're running your arm over a razor blade, that would have been like lethal. Instant. Yeah.
I'm surprised that nobody took this kill, and that's cool. We all got different favorite kills here. My favorite would have to be Angela, when they're trying to get away from the devil, and he just reaches in there and pulls her right out the crawl space and just pitchfork right into the head.
Oh,
yeah. Come out the eyeball, and I'm just like, oof. That's some gore right there.
I do think it's funny when the eye went cross-sided the moment it hit the eye.
Yes, exactly.
Like, oh.
I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. It's like, because she didn't control it anymore. The pitchfork controlled it, so he nudged it around her eyes, like wiggling back and forth. And then, like, when he tries to pull it out and, like, her body comes with it, he has to kick it down. Just yanks out that. Man, that was good. I mean, we just named 5 out of the 11 kills here. Do you guys want to break down each? I mean, the witch gets 2 of the kills. You know, like Michael had mentioned, she kills that first girl at the beginning. You don't see her die, but I assume everybody that enters dies. A whole group went in before them. Done. And you never see them again. So we could have seen a pile of bodies somewhere when they're running, you know, behind the scenes. Once they get back there, that would have been cool to see like a pile of bodies. You do see a collection of phones that the clown is breaking, but that's pretty much all
I bet you that scared everyone when they saw that. Oh, at least the Gen Z kids.
Yeah, that was the most scariest thing about that maze was when they had to leave their phones in the lockbox.
Yeah. No, I will say, creep factor wise, there was one good creep scene for me. It's towards the beginning when they're initially talking to the clown and saying nothing, and it's giving them access to get into the haunt house, maze, whatever you want to call it. And you hear that blood curdling scream from a girl inside, and everyone's like, whoa, but you had that one psycho white girl bitch in the background going, I was like, nah, dude. I'd be like, F you, get the hell away from me. I'm going to make sure you die first. I mean, no way.
Very true, very true.
I don't know. I mean, SoCal, if you just want to run through the rest of the deaths, you know.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and run through the rest. I mean, not even mentioning the ones that we already have. I mean, Sam, like we mentioned earlier, the abusive boyfriend gets his head just bashed in with that sledgehammer. I think that was a brutal way to go. I think that was it was well deserved. You were supposed to hate that guy from the start.
He wasn't on the screen long enough for me to hate him. You know, not like well, the chubby fat guy. I don't know.
What? Abusing that
what'd you call me? I heard that, sir.
Just for abusing that pumpkin in the beginning by throwing it at the door. I'm like, come on, man. What'd that pumpkin ever do to you?
Right? I know. Who does that? You drove all the way to your house to crash your pumpkin.
Smashing pumpkins.
Why, dude? I know. And that was before she broke up with him. This guy was asking for it, to be honest. That pumpkin was the thing that caused it. You know what I mean? That was the final straw.
Who do you think he is? The freaking headless horseman?
Dude, the innocent murdering of vegetation.
Now, in the film, when the teens start to get the upper hand and they're starting to make their way through and actually escape, I think it's hilarious that the vampire, which is supposed to be one of the killers you kind of see in there, as soon as they get the upper hand on him, he just takes off his mask. He's like, whoa, I give up. This stuff's getting too real. Like, let's get out of here. We're a team now.
It's
Let's
too
someone
real
to make
after
it.
they killed a
I'm
bunch
just
of
an
people.
actor, man.
Yeah,
It's like I didn't sign on for this.
Portfolio.
exactly. I mean, he might have been the only one that wasn't really in the cult. He just like heard about it from a friend or something, or maybe he's just one of those ones that sign up for a local haunt. He saw the flyer and he's like, "Yeah, I want to do that. We're gonna scare some teens." He's like, and then it got too real, and then people really started dying. Then he get totally offed. Wait, go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask Michael, just like I said earlier, do you start picking apart all these practical effects and like these like costumes? Like, see, look, I do the same thing, especially that people know me on a personal level. Let's just say I work in the cemetery business. So when every time they have like a cemetery scene, you know, I'm very like, nope, that's not how it does it. Nope, they don't even use a vault for that. You know, I chop that thing up. I mean, Michael, as building your own props and practical effects, do you do something like that?
Kinda, sorta. Seeing the flesh is a big one for me. Like when the claw hammer scene, we was pulling the face up. That's great. There's a certain point, like when he pulls a little bit too much, and like, all right, that's obviously rubber there. But it's still like they made it dark so you can't tell. So I give him props. I'm like, all right, you made it dark so you're hiding your mistakes. Just like kind of nitpicking small details or like praising other ones. Like, all right, they actually did that one really well. The way they had the blood kind of explode out, or the way they hid something. Because a lot of times they have to hide something behind the prop or behind the actor to make something either rip or explode or bleed. So most of the time it's just me praising what's good, and then if it's just bad, I'm like, I'm never gonna look. That's just it's obviously rubber. That's fake. It's disgusting. Get out of here.
Man, I
I
think
appreciate that. He's like, I'm not even gonna look.
His brain doesn't have one of those switches. You know, it says switch off your brain. He doesn't have
I
that.
think we woke him up because
one.
now he's like, oh.
Yeah, no.
like
Another
that.
one that I really love, though, is like the weapons. You know, a lot of time, because you have the hero weapon, you have your real knife, your real spear, whatever it is, and you have to have the prop. So how well can you have that prop? Especially like when you have to stab it into somebody or rip it into somebody. How well does that look? Like, oh, that's obviously real metal, or is that real metal? It makes you think like, oh man, that could be real, but it's. And then you look and you see behind the scenes, that was a prop. That's awesome. That's the small little things that I love to see and kind of get into.
Like you made my what is it? My British pickaxe.
Yeah.
It looks legit from a distance. It just, you know. And then I have to touch it sometimes. I'm like, wait, is this real? You know, that's how good
I'll agree
Michael's
with that,
stuff
though.
is.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that because the hammer looked beautiful. The way they had it set up looked really good. Like he'd put in some work for a long time with that hammer on unfortunate victims going to the haunted house. It had a nice collection of caked on rain matter and other materials on it, so it was really, really good.
If you guys haven't checked out Michael's work, go definitely check him out on Instagram.
Oh yeah, no, check out
Amazing
the shop.
work. Yeah, amazing work, man.
And
You wanna-
affordable.
Yeah, do you want to add a plug, Michael? Go
Touch
ahead.
on
Like, where can they find you?
Yeah, go ahead. You can check me out on Etsy, The Hardesty Workshop. You can see my Instagram, also The Hardesty Workshop, or just Michael Aaron Hardesty. Same last name as the final girl from Texas Chainsaw, if that helps.
See? And that's why I'm glad Michael's here, because he has the name of a final guy. Michael Hardesty.
So he does have an OnlyFans, but only consists of videos of him actually making props.
And going, oh yeah, that looks so good.
Yeah. Let me paint that on there.
I know. He's like,
I'm
today I'm gonna be
considering
I'm gonna be putting the filter on the front of this gas mask, but first see what else I put in this hole.
All right,
That's actually not
guys.
fair. I just did that.
I think we ramble on about this movie long enough. You know, we should just go to the ratings. 1 to 5 pitchforks. I'm gonna start with, of course, SoCal. SoCal came up with for this movie. So, what did you think overall?
Before that, can I ask one question though?
Go ahead.
This movie, I just want to know from your guys and each of your guys' perspectives on this. Would you guys resurrect this movie, or would you go ahead and just put that final nail in the coffin? You never want to see it again. What do you guys think? Let me start with TJ. I'm throwing it right back at you.
I can just barely, but I would resurrect this.
Got a resurrection, and now Michael.
I can see Resurrection, like a sequel or two, could definitely help out a little.
Oh, I like that. Dimebag?
I would resurrect it, but have half the body limp. You know, it would have that like dragging a leg and an arm behind it. But yeah, I would resurrect it. You know, it's a great Halloween movie.
It's
You know,
fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, and then Zom, what do you think, man? Resurrection here?
At its current state right now, even though I'm going to touch upon it when I say my rating, no, I would not.
I was
Finish
gonna
putting the
say
rest
he
of
was
the nails.
smiling when he said that. Just like
Well, I'd finish putting the rest of the nails in there, drill holes in the coffin, wrap chain around it, make sure it's attached to a concrete boot, and over into the river it goes.
Damn, just like that.
Jesus.
That one's never resurfacing.
He thought about that one for a while.
Yeah, I know, right? He's like, all right. He wrote that on a little script.
That was why I called him last. I wanted it to be real creative.
Yep.
Because, I mean, me, I didn't have to think about it. Mine's easy, man. I have resurrected this film many times before. I will resurrect it again. We do leave off with some killers not really fully dead. They didn't happen on screen. I've been hearing people say, like, there could be a Haunt 2, Mitch's Revenge. Because what happened to Mitch, right? So
He walks away in the sunset.
He walks in, I know, like, you should see him at the hospital or something at the end. Like, he survived. For me, definitely, man, this is a resurrection. This is a resurrection.
What's the rating for you then?
All right, the rating for me.
1 to 5 pitchforks.
1 to 5 pitchforks. All right. I put some thought into this. I wanted to be fair, and I put all the pros and cons into it. Like I said, it's a bit of a slow burn at first. It's about 33 minutes into the film until you get your first real good kill. And then from then on, I feel like it's a little bit of like the fast part of the roller coaster till it gets to the end. The rest was just like building up. Even though it has the uniqueness of this film, the characters just being as iconic to me, I'll always keep coming back to this one, man. I have to give this film a perfect 5 pitchforks in my opinion, guys.
Wow.
What? You're joking, right?
Hey, man, this is one that I'm going to keep coming back to, honestly, and this is one that I'm going to keep recommending
Now
to
I
people.
have to finish.
I'm always
chugging all
recommending it.
Rewatch it now.
Or what about you, Michael?
Like I said, I don't remember a lot about this movie. I wasn't in the correct state of mind when watching it. But I'll be fair, I'll give it 3, just off of what I remember, and the kills being actually pretty good.
Dime bag.
You know what? This movie ain't bad for indie film. For indie film, it delivers. It's fun. It's creepy. You know, you get the kills in there. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 3.5 pitchforks.
Huh. That's interesting. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna piggyback off that. I'm probably gonna have to give the same rating. But my real question, would I buy this on VHS? Now, if anybody knows me, VHS is the best physical media ever. So that's like 4K for me, baby. But I'm gonna have to say I would probably buy this on VHS at a discount price, though.
I mean, it's VHS worthy.
So what is your haterade rating? I mean, rating for this, Zom?
Well, initially, it was going to get 1 pitchfork. Initially. But because what SoCal said does add to it, you see that there was barrels towards the end that you can tell disposed people were in. You had that whole kind of meat locker scene with a bunch of people hidden behind sheets hanging up. So because of that, because there may be a chance of some form of redemption, I'm going to give it 2.
And that is very high praise for Zom.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I'm surprised. Surprised, but in a good way, man.
Because he hates everything.
Yeah, so to be able to have a film that could persuade Zom to hate it a little less, I still call that a win.
Just a touch.
That's
just a touch.
That's a Zom.
Don't push
5
it.
right
Don't
there.
push it. Just
All right, what's the gore score?
Gore.
I give it a 2.5.
Michael?
I'd go just 1 up and do 3.5. There was some great kills, but a little bit more bloody.
I probably have to go with 2.5 as well. Still enjoyable, but yeah, 2.5.
Man, that just leaves me. And I know I was the one that gave it the 5 for the score. When it comes to the gore, all right, there's not a lot of gore in this film, but when I rate my gore scores, I don't really rate on how much gore do we get. There could just be blood all over the walls, but if the movie is crap, the movie is crap. I base mine off of, how intense the kills were. And off of that, I got to go one up of all you guys, and I gotta give this movie a 4 out of 5 for that gore score. I feel like if there's a film that you can get faces getting ripped off, pitchforks getting jammed into people's heads, along with those fire pokers, that's pretty gory to me. So I'm giving this one a 4 out of 5 for that gore.
What about you, Zom? What is this gore score?
Hey guys, wait, where the hell is Zom?
You there?
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah, this guy just
Zom.
wandered off. What the hell?
Yeah, where'd he go?
He got through
Like
the whole
those cheese
maze.
fries.
It's like he got through the whole maze. He disappears at the end. What the hell?
He had to pee again, I swear to God.
I don't know
All
about
right.
you guys, but I'm ready to get the hell out.
I gotta pee.
Well, I wouldn't call that haunt the scariest ever. I mean, it definitely had some creative rooms, but I can't believe Zom just ditched us like that.
Yeah, it's not like Zom to just disappear like that.
Man, I'm actually surprised I got to drag his ass to agree to do anything spooky. That dude's always chicken shit when it comes to horror films. Or even haunt mazes, no less.
Looks like someone left a note on your windshield there, Dime.
God damn it. Someone left another dent on my car? Oh, damn. It's from Zom. Says he got tired. What? Says he got tired and went home.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Guess he's gonna miss out on our second trip.
Hell yeah. I got the tickets right here, guys. Dime, let's get this car back on the road, man.
Buckle up, boys. Next up, Hellfest.
What the? Hey, what the hell is this? Where is everyone? TJ? SoCal? All right. Okay. You're messing with me at this point. You better untie me and get that pitchfork away from me. Hey, that better be you guys. Hey, Dime, Michael, anyone, check this dude. Hey, I don't want to hurt him, man. It's enough already. I want to go.